With the NBA draft just about a month away, one of the bigger stories going into the event is Bronny James, where he's going to go, why he's going to go there, and the biggest question of all, is LeBron going to follow? And while we don't know exactly where Bronny is going to go, we do have an idea, one of the teams at least, that is interested in taking him. But while we're also hearing about Bronny potentially actually being drafted, despite his lack of ability, honestly, at the pro level, we're also getting reports about Bronny not particularly being up to speed for the professional game. So in this video, we're going to take a look at Bronny James, whether or not he has it, what scouts have been saying, and answer the all-important question: where is he going to be drafted? And also, is LeBron going to follow? All that much more coming up in this video, so be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Okay, so LeBron James Jr., more popularly known as Bronny James, the son of LeBron, is coming out for this year's NBA draft, and it has been a pretty controversial story ever since we heard the rumblings of this last year. We knew that LeBron wanted his son to play in the NBA, and more important than that, we've always known that LeBron has wanted to play with his son on the professional level. It has been a dream of his. It has been something that he has spoken about at this point for years. He's been speaking about this since Bronny was in middle school. So you know that this is a serious goal that LeBron has had. But the closer we get to this year's draft and the closer that Bronny in the NBA actually gets to being a reality, the more we're all coming to grips with the fact that he might not be ready. And I think even saying that at this point is an understatement. Bronny James is not someone who has led a team to success. He's not someone who has been able to carry the burden. Even during high school, he wasn't really that guy. While he was a highly recruited athlete going into college, the fact of the matter is, many people still doubted his ability to deliver on the professional game. And when you look at what he did in college, can you blame them? In 25 games at USC, he averaged 5 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and he shot 36% from the field while 26% from three-point range and 67% from the free throw line. Not exactly numbers that are going to blow you out of the water, not exactly the numbers that you're looking for, but despite the numbers, you can probably overcome that. We all realize that. Sometimes the system doesn't fit you, sometimes the numbers don't show the full game, but we've been saying this about Bronny for a long time, it seems like. No matter how hard we want to try, nobody thinks this is a guy who should be one and done in the NBA. He doesn't have the ability to lead a team. He's not good enough of a scorer to be effective even off the bench as a shooting guard. So the question becomes, where does he fit in? Is he that defensive player? Sure, maybe. That's possible. But it doesn't resonate right now, and that's not what he developed into in college. Arguably, you could say he didn't develop into much in college, and coming off of his performance in front of NBA scouts this week, we learned that they weren't impressed either. Here's some of the quotes we got from some NBA scouts speaking about Bronny James. Quote, "Positional athlete, doesn't function as an elite athlete, should be a point guard based on size, but he can't run an offense. Handicapped as a shooting guard because he can't shoot. 0 for 4 on threes one day, 1 for 3 the other day. Needs screens to create space, and his only scoring came on paint touch floaters. He can't go left. His strength is supposed to be defensively, but he's a switch matchup. Every bigger player that switched onto him scored. His comp, a poor man's Davion Mitchell." Think about that. A poor man's Davion Mitchell. Other scouts went on to say he's not an NBA prospect. If the Lakers don't draft him, I don't think anyone will. Teams would want him on a two-way, and I don't think Clutch would want that. Clutch, of course, being the agency that represents Bronny James and also the one, the only LeBron James. So obviously there are other factors at play when to consider whether or not you even sign a guy like Bronny James, assuming he's not drafted. But from what we heard there and what we've seen, again, it doesn't seem like this is someone who's ready to be in the NBA. And if this was anyone else, we probably wouldn't even be talking about this. Bronny might not even be on people's radars. He might go off and play in Europe. He might go off and play in Tel Aviv. He might go off and play in China. But he is not an NBA guy. But again, the reason we're talking about him at all in the NBA draft is because he is LeBron James' son. And it was speculated and rumored for a while that LeBron would go to the team that drafted Bronny, and that could be an incentive for teams to consider taking him. Because at the end of the day, you might have to use your draft pick on Bronny, but you'd also be getting LeBron James, who is a great player even now at his old age, who can deliver for you and who can deliver big ratings, big money, and make sure that your franchise is as profitable as it could possibly be. Having LeBron James on your team is going to be a no-brainer decision for any team. So I think you could see literally almost any team going out there and be like, if it's a slam dunk, they might draft Bronny like top 15. But at the same time, we are now getting reports from Shams of all people that this might not be the case.
Like, is there a world that a team could pick Bronny just to lure LeBron?
Well, that's the thought, and it would not surprise me in the coming weeks if a team does reach out to Rich Paul or anyone else around Bronny James or anyone else has any idea, or LeBron James himself, and says, hey, if we draft Bronny James, would you come as well, LeBron? And the answer to that is going to be no, as of right now. That's not a given. That's not something that is going to be preordained. Now, listen, if the Lakers go out there and draft Bronny James, they feel like he's going to be a good fit for them. And one thing, the Lakers are in the midst of a coaching search, and one important element of that search is going to be player development and hiring someone for the next 4, 5, 6 years that can help you. Because LeBron James, I reported it, he's going to play about up to 2 NBA seasons. So the Lakers themselves, assuming they get LeBron James back, they're going to have to prepare for life without him anyway. So player development is going to be a big part of that.
And there you heard it. Shams basically gave it away. The idea that you can get LeBron James by drafting Bronny in this year's draft is a bit of a pipe dream. It's not going to happen. The truth of the matter is LeBron wants the Lakers to draft Bronny. And it's because LeBron wants to play with Bronny on the Lakers. And I think right now, the Lakers are well positioned in that second round to probably get Bronny James. I highly doubt there's going to be a team out there that, without a guarantee from LeBron that he would come to that team, I don't think that they're going to take him. I think that Bronny is going to end up being a Los Angeles Laker. I think that he's going to be the second round pick. And I think LeBron is going to get his cake and eat it too, and try to mold his young son into as good a player as he can possibly be in his final years in the NBA before he goes off into the sunset. However, even that, I think, is a tall task. And I know Shams in that clip, he spoke about, player development. That only goes so far. If a guy is not a pro athlete, if the guy isn't ready right now, the time for him to develop would have been while staying in college. It would not be trying to make it in the NBA as someone who fundamentally should not be there. So we'll see what happens with all of this. However, Bronny to the Lakers makes a little bit too much sense to ignore. But I guess we'll see. Let me know in the comment section where you think Bronny's going to go. Is he going to go to the Lakers? Is he going to go to the Cavs? And are the Cleveland Cavaliers going to get LeBron James back? I doubt it. But let me know in the comment section. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Until next time, I'm Omer Q for Real Take Sports. Be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real.